Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another installment of the Weekend Update. I am Marisa, your hostess for this weekly program where we dive into what I've been up to in the last week in terms of reading and what I am looking forward to in the coming week. So, first things first, I ended up completing one book this week, and that was For the Record by Emma Lord. I ended up rating this one 2.75 stars. In a word, I would describe this as okay. It was fine. If you want to see my full Goodreads review, I have a video of that posted on my page. I feel like there was a lot going on in this book. When I listed all of the different plot points in the book on my review, I think there were 7 or 8, and I don't even know, I might have missed some. But again, this is a 320-page book with 7 or 8 major plot points. And that inevitably made it so that none of them were really executed super well or with a lot of attention to detail. I feel like we had a lot of things that could have honestly been the plot of the whole book. The romance is a second chance romance between two musicians. We also have the male main character. He is a single dad and he has issues with his own estranged father. The female main character is a pop star who a couple years back had nodules on her thyroid, had to have a surgery to have them removed, which ended up altering her voice. And she therefore has then been performing or writing songs anonymously on this app that I'm gleaned was a mix of Snapchat and TikTok for music. And she also has a lot of drama with her former bandmates. And now her and the male main character are coming together to be a duo and they're writing songs and they're falling in love. And then there's legal problems with this new app. And then she has her identity. It was a whole thing. And I was like, whoa, okay, well, great. And like I said, because none of those things were executed super well, I just didn't care. Like, I found myself being like, okay, all right. And those all, I think, distracted from the relationship to the point where it didn't really hit as hard when it probably should have. So that's my thought. I've heard, and let me know your thoughts, that Emma Lord's YA books are a lot more interesting than her adult ones. Let me know if that's the case. I'm certainly open to trying it again. But unfortunately, that was kind of a miss for me. So, what am I currently reading? So, first off, I am reading Deep Cuts by Holly Brickley. I think I'm about 20% of the way through this book. It's a really quick read. I find the writing style really interesting and really enjoyable. And it very much is just giving like a slice of life at the time. And it starts off in 2001. And it's interesting because I was like 6 in 2001. So I'm like, okay, I can kind of understand like the mindset. Um, it is very interesting reading the perspective of like reading about 9/11 as someone who experienced living through that. But it's really interesting so far. I'm excited to see where it goes. And it's a pretty short book, under 300 pages, and it's a really quick read. So I'm anticipating I will finish this one before our next weekend update. We are also still listening to the audiobook of Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. We are about 70% of the way through that book, so we've made some good progress. We are at the point, I believe it was about like the 40 to 50% mark, where there was a 7 year time jump. And my husband and I were just having a conversation before I sat down to film this, where the 7 year time jump doesn't really seem to make sense. A lot of the things that we're seeing after the time jump feel like they should have been resolved, or there should have been more progress, like emotionally, in terms of the case, like in year 1 or 2. And so it doesn't really make sense that the time jump is that far in the future when it seems like people are still kind of stagnant from where we left them. I think that overall we're still enjoying it, but I don't know about my husband, but I kind of find that I'm gaslighting myself every time the whole idea of like 7 years comes up, because it just feels like it doesn't make sense. And so in my head, I'm like, no, 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 this happened like a year ago, which I mean, if I have to gaslight myself to enjoy an aspect of the book, do I really enjoy it? To be determined. I'll keep you posted on that. I don't anticipate, honestly, that we'll have finished this by the next weekend update. We don't have a lot of long drives planned, but if I do, I'll keep you posted. I'm also listening to another audiobook for my women's life group. Shout out to Crystal and Lucy. And that is Live Your Truth and Other Lies by Alisa Childers. And I'm enjoying it so far. It's interesting, talking about like what is truth, what does the Bible say about truth. And Crystal, if you're watching, I know we have life group tomorrow. What chapter was I supposed to have read to? Because I'm not entirely sure. So let me know in the comments if you can. In terms of what I'm going to be reading next, we all know I'm a mood reader, and so this could very easily change at any time. But as of right now, I'm kind of leaning towards the Rom-Commers by Katherine Center. I read The Love Haters by Katherine Center last year, and I had mixed feelings about it. I believe I have a video. You'd have to like really scroll through the archives. So it might, I don't know if it's worth it, but I had mixed feelings. I liked the writing style. I thought the story was overall enjoyable, but it felt like the conflict that propelled the story was just like very annoying. So I'm curious what my thoughts will be on this one. If you've read this, let me know if you think I'd like it. But that's what I've been up to. What have you guys been up to? What did you get done this week? What books did you read that you really loved? And what are some books that you're looking forward to in the week to come? Let me know in the comments. If you are watching this on YouTube and you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so. Also, like this video if you feel so inclined. And I will see you guys next week, same time, same place.